Hello everyone and welcome back to the regular home. Today we've got quite a treat. I need to discard some sourdough, so I'm going to be making a cardamom apple upside down cake. These upside down cakes are so delicious and I've been really into them lately, so let's get started. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to be peeling 3 apples. I believe I used Pink Lady here, but you could use any apple. And I'm just slicing these up and setting them aside for a little bit later. You just want to make sure that you prep for this recipe because when you assemble the cake, it really goes quickly. So you just want to be set up. Here I'm just exemplifying how I sliced my apples, and toddler loves stealing some slices. Make sure you also have your pan prepped. You can just line it with some parchment paper, and these clips are amazing. I will link them. I use them for pretty much everything in the kitchen. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. And then these are my cardamom seeds, and I'm just putting them in my grinder. This is about a tablespoon. And just grind up your seeds, and you're going to set all of this stuff aside, and it's going to be utilized in this recipe. Side note, you guys, these smell so amazing. It'll make your entire house just smell beautiful. In the meantime, you're going to melt a stick of butter. So I'm going to melt this full stick of butter, but I am going to half it. I'm going to take half of it and put it in the cake batter later. And to start off with, I'm going to use 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And get your sourdough starter out. Now my sourdough starter is not fed, it's not bubbly at all. But you can 100% use starter if it is not fed, regardless of public opinion or popular opinion. I don't know, but you can 100% use it if it is not fed and bubbly. And here I'm just getting my half cup of sourdough starter incorporated, and then you're going to do a half of a cup of milk and 2 eggs. Here I am just adding 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And just get everything incorporated. Now I hold my whisk down at the base like this when I'm mixing kind of a thicker batter. It just helps with leverage. And I do like using a whisk just to get everything incorporated nicely. And I do taste as I go. I make sure obviously that my hands are clean and everything, but I mean, if you're recipe testing, you have to taste. It's just part of the game. Here I'm adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now I am recording this voiceover after I have tasted the cake, and I honestly think that I could use a little bit less baking soda. I think I could taste a little bit of it in the final cake, but it really wasn't too bad at all. But I could probably like a half of a teaspoon. So here's the brown butter, and I'm just going to half this. And I'm going to add some sugar. This would be half of a cup of sugar, and just mix, mix, mix. And off camera, I did add a quarter cup of molasses, just regular molasses. I really like the taste of molasses, so that's pretty much why I added that. And then this is just some of the cardamom seeds ground up, and I'm just going to incorporate those. The secret to this is just keep mixing, 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 mixing on lower heat. And this is where we're going to get everything assembled. So take your caramel and layer it as the first layer in your pan. And none of this has to be perfect, you guys, at all. And then I'm going to take my apples and just place them over that caramel mixture. And I will have this entire recipe written down in the description. And I will also have it on my blog a little more in depth. So definitely visit my blog for more details. And here I am just adding the cake batter. Now remember, I did incorporate half of that butter, so a quarter cup of butter, and I also put in about a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I put in the rest of the cardamom seeds as well. So this batter is going to be full of flavor as well. And just layer that over the top of the apples and the caramel. And we're going to bake this in the oven at 350. And mine took about 50 minutes, 55. And I totally forgot to take the clips off when I put this cake in the oven, but luckily the clips are all metal and it didn't do anything. Usually I would take the clips off though once I had the batter and the cake constructed into the pan. Okay guys, fingers crossed that this turns out good. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's got every good component in it: caramel, apples, cardamom, cinnamon. I think it's gonna be really tasty and I'm really excited to try it. My husband loves these types of cake. Him and my toddler are not huge on chocolate. I am a huge chocolate lover. So I think I'm gonna be recipe testing some chocolate desserts of some sort. I'm really into baking right now. So stick with me while we test out these recipes. I did put this drip tray down below because the caramel does leak out of the spring form. But after about 55 minutes, I took it out. I did test it. As you can see, the hole on the top, I stuck a toothpick in it. I mean, not a toothpick, a chopstick. And it was done. So this is the best part, the taste test. And oh my goodness, you guys, the whole house smells like fall. This is such a fall recipe. So when I do make my cookbook, this recipe is 100% going in it. But like I said, I will cut out a little bit of the baking soda in this recipe for sure. And it's also very versatile, this recipe. I made an upside down pear cake and it's quite similar, but I think this one's a little better, honestly, just because it does have the sourdough in it, and I love that sourdough taste. At this point, my husband came out of his office and was really excited because the whole house smelled so good. And this is the final cake, you guys. It is just beautiful. It's this golden brown and the apples are so moist. It's just amazing. I honestly think that it would even be really nice with like a cream cheese glaze of some sort. Maybe I'll do that next time. Look at that, you guys. It looks really good. I have not tasted it at this point in the video, but it's just a beautiful cake, really. Hey guys, I just got out of the pool, but now that this is cooled, let's try it. Oh my goodness. I think I did something like remarkable here. Oh, you guys, this is so good. It's light and airy, and there's cinnamon throughout the cake. And it's just the right amount of sweetness. I don't like overly sweet. Oh my gosh, and the cake is moist. And there's not too much cardamom. It's like a perfect amount. It's not overbearing because cardamom can be a strong spice. This would be so good with nuts in it even, for like a little crunchy texture. I just love it when things work out. Don't you just love it when things work out? And that's it for this recipe. Thank you so much for joining. Stay tuned for more, and please check out my blog, and I will have the recipe in detail down below in the description. Like and subscribe if you have not, and thank you so much for watching, everyone.